Hey everyone, welcome back to Tuckaway Pines. Today we are out in the garden for our August garden update video. So to begin, I want to start at the green stalk. Everything is growing pretty nicely. This is where I grow all my culinary herbs. I have my dill going. I actually did a big harvest, so that's why things are kind of looking a little bare for the dill at least. But I got some dill. I have sage growing here in these pockets. I have one little thing of mountain mint, and otherwise I have all oregano around here. Down below I have some rosemary and thyme growing, kind of alternating around. I have some parsley, which I actually forgot to harvest this. This looks actually pretty good to harvest. Parsley all the way around here. And then below I have some lemon thyme, which is actually very, very aromatic. I love it. And below that, second tier from the bottom, I have some savory, and then below that I have a little bit more rosemary and chives. So I can turn the camera around just so you guys can have a better look at everything. But that's the gist of my green stalk. I like to use it for my culinary herbs. It's got nice little pockets, and it is something that I have right outside the door here, so I can just run to clip a couple herbs if I absolutely need to for cooking or anything like that. This is a vertical container, so it helps me save a lot of growing space as well. Right here, this is just right in front of the garden, the main crop garden. I have this little greenhouse tent set up mainly because of the rabbits, because this is outside the garden. But here I have all my lettuces growing in here, and they're still growing in very nicely. We are at the end of August, so it's a little chilly, kind of feeling fall right at the door, so they are growing very nicely. And I've been just doing the cut method, cut and come again method. So yeah, I think that's working very, very well. It's been very nice to have fresh salads every now and again here. So on the other side of the gate, just outside the garden here, I have in my Garden grow bed a tomato plant, and believe it or not, that's just one tomato plant, and it kind of vined out along the whole grow bed here. So, but it is doing phenomenal. There are tomatoes on here. They're just we're just waiting for them to turn red. Hopefully they do. Like I said, it's starting to get a little cooler, but hopefully we get some warm days coming up here shortly and start ripening these puppies up. We are on the side of the garden, and this is my Amazon. I bought this on Amazon. It's my metal, like flower bed, if you will, vegetable bed. But it's really nice. It's got the corrugated metal and that. I did a video on that, so if you guys want to, go check that out. It's pretty neat. I love this so far. It has held up really nicely throughout the season thus far, with all the weather and all that. But so this year I decided to grow a lot of root vegetables. I have some onion bulbs growing in here, and then I've had carrots and even some turnips growing. So right now, you can see, maybe I'll turn the camera around again for you guys, but you can see some nice onion bulbs popping through, so that's really exciting. And then this blank space right here, this was all carrots. I did one nice big harvest not that long ago, earlier in the month I believe actually, and so that was really nice. And then actually this half I have some more carrots. And then over here I have a little section on turnips as well. I do have to do quite a bit of weeding in here, so everything's kind of all blurred together, but they're in there and they're growing. So, but yeah, and like you can see, my little carrot forest, so everything's growing very nicely. And I'm still trying to use up my first harvest. So hopefully these guys can hold off for me. Alright, here we are finally in the main crop garden. So on this side of me, I have my new tomato forest. Everything is really sprawling out nicely. You can even see we got some tomatoes in here. And there's actually a couple that are starting to turn orange, which is really, really exciting. Let's see if I can get a better angle on that for you guys. So those are the first ones really starting to turn. So there is hope. There's hope here. But yeah, all this is primarily tomatoes, and then actually growing up along the fence we have our cucumbers, which they are doing very, very good as well. I've been picking cucumbers like crazy. I'm coming out here probably about every other day just to stay on top of these guys because they can really sneak up on you. But coming back here, I actually have some volunteer tomato plants. I didn't have the heart to pull them, so here they are growing. I have done some minor harvesting on our one broccoli plant. This is the only one that made it, unfortunately. This wasn't the year for broccoli for us. Last year I had a pretty good haul of broccoli, but this year not so much. So I don't know, we'll take what we can get. And then I do have a couple random pepper plants growing in here. I honestly don't know how they got in there, but they're here. Here they are, and I'll take them, I guess. But the peppers aren't really doing too much. They're growing, they're just not quite producing. It's kind of a tricky thing to grow here in northern Wisconsin. I mean, it's generally a little cooler, and I know the peppers like their heat, so I don't know. We'll figure that one out eventually, I would hope. And we have our extremely tall sunflower plant. It's looking like it's about to open here probably within the week or so. Finally has the actual head on it. So, but it just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. So it's really exciting to see it's finally ready to open. So can't wait. But anyway, we're gonna walk through the volunteer forest of tomatoes, and we'll go over to our little corn and pumpkin patch, if you will. A little while back I did a video on the companion planting and talked about the three sisters. Well, I only have 2 of them planted here, but they are growing very nicely, I have to say. We got some corn coming in. You can start seeing the silk and all that. And actually, pumpkin plants are growing nicely as well. You can kind of see the blossoms. And actually, this one is starting to vine out by the volunteer tomato plants and the broccoli. So it's really, really stretching. So I'll take it. There's nothing really growing there, so I'm not going to be too upset about it. I just kind of got to redirect it away from the tomatoes because it likes to linger towards that way. But yeah, so here is more of our corn block. I kind of did a block style gardening for the corn. I read that that kind of helps with pollination and stuff like that. So hopefully we see a difference this year versus last year. I mean, granted, I did plant more corn this year, but I think we are improving. And here's another little pumpkin plant starting to really vine out. And then you can see I have my basil growing here. I actually did a nice harvest of that today, so like I said, it's gonna look a little short, a little sparse, but that's because I harvested. And here's another sunflower plant. Not as tall, but still pretty tall, taller than the garden posts, which is nice. and it has a nice head on it too, so that one's gonna open up here soon. And yeah, onto this side of the garden. We have our cabbage patch. I do have some rutabagas planted in the back there and over there. And I did actually throw in a two watermelon plants. They are kind of vining out, but no blossoms, nothing's producing. I'm not gonna hold my breath on them, but they're there growing, doing their thing, so we'll see what happens, I guess. And I did do quite a bit of well, not quite a bit. I harvested a couple heads of cabbage, so that's why you see the piles of leaves. I just shred all the dead leaves, kind of let them break down in the garden, and then we'll just kind of mix it all in at the end of the year. Over here, I got some beans growing. I got them kind of trellised up into rows, which makes it super easy for me to kind of weave in and out for harvesting. Don't have to worry about stepping on anything, and you know, having to like really like dig into the plant and stuff. I can just harvest one side of the plant, come around, and then get the other side of the plant. So that way I'm sure that I'm not really missing anything either. So that seems to help me out so far. So that's what that looks like, and they are growing very nicely. One variety I do want to say is really producing well for us is the Cherokee wax bean. So I don't know if anyone is interested in trying that, but it produces a nice full yellow bean. So, and they are delicious and very prolific. But over here I do have quite a bit of pepper plants, and like I said, they are growing. They're just not producing. So, and it hasn't been a very tropical summer this year, very wet, and then now it's starting to get kind of cold. Well, it's been chilly, so, but it might warm up. I don't know. Things are just weird this year. So, and then I want to walk in here a little bit and show you a little shy guy. This is our dwarf sunflower plant, and this is the first one to have bloomed. It's very shy, but there he is on his glory. Nice big yellow head. So, but he is, I don't know, probably 4 feet, 4.5 feet tall, which is pretty exciting and pretty surprising, I should really say. Not really exciting, but surprising. Didn't really expect him to bloom so soon. I don't know why, but I love it anyway. And then over here we do have some cauliflower growing. I've done some harvesting already of the cauliflower. Most of this is Brussels sprouts, and they are growing very nicely. Last year I tried to grow some, didn't do good at all, but this year, probably because it's a more wet and cooler year, they are growing pretty well. I'm actually really surprised. So they do take up a lot of space, and it is a very time-consuming plant. You know, it's an all-season kind of thing. So we'll have to think of a better spot next year if I do want to continue to grow this. And then actually right behind, you can kind of see my twine, my cantaloupe. I have quite a bit of cantaloupe blossoms. I have about 3 or 4 plants in there, and they're really starting to vine out and grow very nicely. I actually, pretty sure I thought I saw a little one starting to form, just a little, you know, little ball. And actually they're starting to vine up the fence over here, and one managed to slip through the fence into that garden bed with the carrots and onions. So they're just kind of doing their own thing. But that's pretty much it as far as the garden goes, or update. Everything's growing. They're doing their own thing, but they're growing. Like I said, it's the caption for this year. It's been a weird year as far as the garden and growing and all that stuff, just the weather and the timing and stuff. So, but we'll take what we can get. That's all I can say. But I hope everyone else's garden is doing really good, if not better than mine. So that is pretty much it for this video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know where you are at your growing season. How's everything kind of growing? Has it been weird compared to other seasons you've had, or what? curious if it's just me, if it's where I'm at, or if it's kind of just and everybody is experiencing something odd this year kind of thing. So, and then obviously don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other fun gardening videos we do here on the homestead. Thank you guys again. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.